it's Cara. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you are a regular here. Thank you for keep on coming back. So I created these two images on Procreate. It's a kind of digital drawing tool. I am so in love with it right now because normally my faces look awful, whereas you can adjust the shade, the tone, you know, you can make the eyes different. You can, I mean, basically it's taken me about 3 to 4 months of playing to get images that look like this, but I'm very, very happy with these. Then all I've done is printed them out and stuck them down using matte gel medium to my canvases. So I wanted to kind of do a little collection of two here. And I had an idea that once I'd done the kind of journaling, what's it called? It's the baby wipe method. So like I put paint on the canvas and then I rub away, and I kind of found a way to do that kind of stamping and removal method on Procreate. So I used sort of repeated images in the drawings. As you can see, there's like dots and lines and scratchy lines and whatnot, and it's really easy to add those on Procreate to your image. So what I'm trying to do now is emulate those to extend those images out onto the sides of my canvases. So I've just grabbed some black paint and a makeup sponge, and this is my kind of background stencil in 12 by 12, and I'm just adding in sort of 3 or so places some more of those marks that I was inspired by when I created those first 2 original images there. I add most of my stenciling in 3 places, although these canvases are quite large, and I do believe that as I'm going along, I do start to add them in 5 places. I always stick to an odd number. It's more pleasing to the eye. Whether you believe that or not, that's how I work. So you guys do you. And yeah, if you're trying to sort of do something similar to this, obviously work in a way that you're comfortable working, not in a way that I'm comfortable working. These videos are just for maybe a bit of inspiration for you guys. So I've now grabbed out my sketchy lines stencil, not stamp, and I'm doing exactly the same with my sponge and my black paint. However, instead of dabbing my sponge through the stencil, I'm dragging it. It gives it a bit of a lighter feel, and I like the patchiness of it. Now, I tried to create that on my digital images. It's not as easy. You have to change the gradients and the opacity, I can't even say the word, of the lines when you're trying to do this kind of stuff digitally. But I managed it to an extent, and I'm just kind of trying to recreate that on my canvas. Now I've grabbed an old key card, and I'm just adding some more of those lines again, just to emulate what was on my original sketches. So again, I'm still working in just that black paint. It's just plain black acrylic paint, and just to add those details in so that it's quite bright and bold, not bright, quite bold in the background. Now, here comes the bit that scared me. I'd had an idea, and I thought at this stage, if it goes wrong, I'm not really sure what I'll do. So I used a baby wipe because I wanted the paint quite watery. I applied my paint with a baby wipe and then got another baby wipe to wipe through the stencil, creating that ghosting effect. Now, my plan is to drag that kind of light grey black colour across the whole canvas, and this was the bit that got scary for me. I wanted these patches of ghost stenciling, but then I wanted the whole canvas to have that kind of grey black muted colour. So I thought I'd do this, and this is what I'm doing here. I'm using that dirty baby wipe that I've just done the ghost stenciling with to drag that wet paint all the way over my whole canvas. I was so happy when I finished this. However, I wish I'd have done it a little bit darker. I think I'd do it a bit darker on the girl image, but I'm still really happy with how this turned out, just how I imagined. And later on, when I add a bit of colour, you'll see me and how I do that as well, to give them their own little bit of, just a little pop of colour. It's very subtle, but you'll see. So now I'm doing the same with this girl image. Again, as you saw, applying with a baby wipe, not taking much care because obviously I know I'm going to spread that paint around, and then just wiping it away with another baby wipe, a clean one, if you like. I haven't squeezed any of the water out of the baby wipes. As discussed, I wanted that wet paint so that I can do exactly this, what I'm doing now, dragging the rest of that paint across the whole of my canvas, but so that I've still got those 3 sections of ghost stenciling. Now, as you can see, the girl one come out much darker. I wish I'd have gone back in and made the boy one a bit darker. I didn't, but it doesn't matter once the colour is added over the top. Now, I'm drying this off because, as I said, I do want to add some colour over the top. I also want to add some white. So here I am with my white acrylic, and I'm just going to do a little bit of line work with the kind of store card, key card again, and a few little dotted lines through the stencil. As you can see, that's what I'm doing now. Now, again, with this, I'm rubbing that paint through this stencil so that it's a little bit, it's not so perfect. It's kind of a bit uneven because obviously some parts you'll get a nice big bit of paint and some parts you won't. And then I've grabbed out this text stencil to do exactly the same thing, just rub it through. Now, there was quite a lot of paint on one of those words and it really bled, and I didn't like the way it looked. So the great thing about having multiple layers underneath is if you've dried them, you can rub off that top layer and kind of go again. So that's exactly what I did. So here I am with the like the store card, the key card, and adding some of those white bits back in, because obviously I'd kind of grayed over the other white bits by pulling down the black paint. So what I do realise is that I turned my camera off because someone knocked on my door, and then I added the colour and forgot to turn the camera back on. So I'm just going to explain to you what I did. I basically got a wet wipe with the tiniest bit of those colours you can see me putting out now. So I had, they're Dina Wakley colours. One is fuchsia and I think the other one was blackberry. And then I added a little bit of night to them to make them a bit darker. And then I just swished them across my page in sections. I wanted some of that grey and white to come through, but just across that canvas to give them that hue of colour. And now I'm very happy with these. I've added some black and white splatter using a Posca paint pen, and this is more than I could have imagined when I sort of visualised how these were going to look. So here's a close-up of each canvas for you. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing and giving me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment in the comments box if there's any questions you wish to ask. But I will say goodbye for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next Friday at 5 for your Friday Art Escape. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye-bye.